Alrighty, folks, early years of the United States. My name's Mr. Matthew Larson. Let's dive right into this. First thing we are going to be looking at is American foreign policy. So what does early American foreign policy look like? Big objective here, George Washington's warning regarding foreign affairs in his farewell address. George Washington, we know, is the first president of the United States. The first tends to set a precedent. We're going to look at what he does. So he is president of the United States of America from April 30th, 1789 to March 4th, 1797. You do not need to know those dates. I'm just putting them there because you want to know kind of roughly what's going on. Thing that's interesting about Washington is he voluntarily decided to give up power. He served 2 terms and then he said, I'm out, I'm going back to my farm. And that's exactly what he did. That ends up being the status quo up until President FDR in the 1930s, at which point, after he dies, they pass a constitutional amendment making it a mandatory 2-year term limit for President of the United States. So Washington, again, voluntarily gives up power. Instead of taking the role of king, he didn't want to be the king. He wanted to serve as president, really believing in the ideas of a democracy, and then stepped down. Now, when he steps down, he gives a farewell address, which is something that most, if not all presidents, unless you die in office, will be giving before they leave office. Washington's farewell address was given not as a speech like, hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am George Washington and I am leaving office. He published it in a newspaper. Now, the reason he published it in a newspaper is it allowed for a greater reach. He could have just got up and given a speech, but that's before the age of recording and radio and all that other stuff, so no one really would have heard it. He published this in has it published in newspapers all across of the United States to make sure that everyone who could read it would be able to read it. Now, in this speech, he's going to outline his beliefs about the future of the United States of America. So here's what I, George Washington, think should be happening with the U.S. moving forward. Okay, going forward. Now, first thing he's going to say is political parties are bad. I warn against political parties. Political party is simply an organization of like-minded individuals who come together for a certain political cause. The reasoning behind this is it's easier to get stuff done when you have people who agree with you and are willing to work with you. So you form a party. Washington states that political parties will be bad for the United States of America because they are going to lead to intense polarization. Polarization is simply voting for a party versus what you think is best. So the idea that I'm going to vote for this political party because I believe what they're saying is what I want, right? I'm not going to vote for what's best. I'm going to vote for kind of the social pressure of the party, and this idea of the pressure to conform. So everyone else in my party is voting for this. I'm going to vote for this, even though I think it's a bad idea because I want to be kind of in the in group. So he's going to warn against political parties. He's also going to promote an isolationist approach for the United States, and saying, hey, don't get involved with foreign affairs. Focus on what's going on here in the United States. Don't worry about what's happening otherwise, because if you do, you're going to get drug into conflict. So he's really kind of promoting this isolationist idea. Stay at home, focus on what's going on at home, worry about other things later. You can have some alliances with foreign powers, but don't make them long-term, short-term alliances with foreign countries. Now, impact of Washington's farewell address, the 2 big things to understand. Number 1 is his approach to foreign policy is going to influence leaders. The idea of American isolationism is going to be prevalent throughout times and place in history, kind of shifting at one point, coming back at another point, but that's going to be precedent that's set. Number 2 is the idea of the maximum 2-term serving, okay? Again, that's not something that people really would do up until FDR, and his reasons was the Great Depression and the lead up to World War II, the fact that it was just about to start, and there was already started in Europe, not started in the United States. We know history. It was about to start. That was his rationale of, hey, we're in a pretty big crisis right now. Maybe a change of leadership is not a good idea right now. So it's going to be the impact of Washington's farewell address right here. Foreign policy, and then the idea of a 2-term presidency. Comments, questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you later. Good luck.